Thank you, Madam Chair. Political leader and Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Deputy political leaders, Member of Parliament for Diego Martin Central, Honorable Darrell Smith. Member of Parliament for Port of Spain North, Honorable Stuart Young. All local government candidates, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. And of course, welcome to my town, St. James. My brothers and sisters, I have experienced many election campaigns before, but on this occasion, I have a sense that the opposition has lost their way. There is no sense of purpose in their campaign. I have not heard one word about what they will do to improve the standard of living for their burgesses. I have not heard one policy prescription articulated from the leadership of their party or even from their candidates. What a crying shame. As far as we are concerned, they are clueless, they are baseless, rudderless, vacuous, and they have outlived their useful purposes. And that is true. We are indeed the premier party in this country. We are 60 years old, and we understand right from wrong. We have fought many elections, and we have kept it clean, and we educate our people in the process. Our theme for this local government election is instructive. It says, let's make it real. If you translate this, it simply means, for the layman, all those perpetual local issues which affect your daily lives, we are going to fix them. And in turn, you will enjoy a better standard of living. We are campaigning on local government reform. But what really is local government reform? How would it impact the small man in our communities? The government has found that local government in Trinidad and Tobago has been burdened over the years with complaints of inefficiency, poor delivery, and there exists a general perception in the community that local government bodies fail to provide goods and services to its burgesses. Many reasons have been proffered for this: lack of funds, inadequate resources, lack of technical skills, too much dependence on central government, deficiencies in the law which render local government councillors powerless. So the PNM's vision, we're going to fix that. The PNM's vision for local government seeks to address all these issues and to remove the red tape, the undue delays, the bureaucracy that prevent local government bodies from doing their work in an effective and efficient manner. My brothers and sisters, there's precedence for this. That is how local government reform could redound to the benefit of all the citizenry. In the region, I call out Jamaica. Jamaica launched their local government reform program as early as 1995. And there are tremendous successes emanating from that reform in Jamaica. My brothers and sisters, I have heard the rhetoric from the opposition. But my question to the opposition tonight, what is your local government plan? I have heard nothing from your party. I have looked at your 2015 manifesto, and there is nothing on local government reform in there. I have also read the address by the political leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa at the launch of the local government election screening of candidates. And again, No mention was made of your party's plan for local government reform. So I want to tell you tonight, you the UNC, you are not ready. The UNC is not ready. So stop wasting time. You need to sort yourself out. And for Kamala, when you lose this election, you could call it a day. And it is countdown time for you. I want to give you a gentle reminder, Madam Kamala. Remember in 2013, you lost the THA election. You lost the Shogunas by-election. You lost the St. Joseph by-election. You lost the local government election. And now you lost the 2015 general election. That is 5 consecutive losses, and you're well on your way to number 6. So Kamala, tonight, get real. You are a serial loser. Time to roll over. Anyway, let me educate you on local government reform. This is our plan. Secure funding. Inadequate funding is the main reason preferred for local government bodies' inability to deliver goods and services. Well, we're getting real. We're going to fix that. What we are going to do, we are going to make available to the local bodies a dedicated source of funding. The PNM's policy would be to amend the relevant revenue and tax laws to allow all local government bodies to retain the taxes collected within their particular municipality or their region, especially the property taxes. And legislatively, you will also be able to retain all revenue from fines collected from the motor vehicle ticket system and other breaches from the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you about another policy of the PNM. We're getting real. We are going to establish legislatively statutory funds in each of the 14 corporations. Put simply, this will allow unexpended balances in each fund to be retained by the corporation and not sent back to the consolidated fund. There will be no restrictions on how these monies will be utilized by the corporation. And I'm very happy to know about this because I tell you, in my own constituency, Desfalies Crescent, there's a senior citizens home there. And as way back as 2011, 2012, there were millions of dollars left over at the end of the financial year. And the corporation had to send those monies back. Or if not, the minister had to decide on what projects those monies would be spent on. No longer would we have these type of obstacles. My brothers and sisters, these are some of the mechanisms the government would utilize to secure funding for the corporations. This would allow the bodies to deal with all those perpetual problems, your drains, your garbage disposal, tree cutting, your roads, your grounds, your parks. We would be able to deliver more effectively and efficiently to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Let's look at the area of social welfare services. Because these local bodies work closely and have a close relationship with the communities, they will be given greater responsibility for delivery of social welfare services to persons within the communities. The PNM's proposed policy is to place the delivery of a number of social welfare services under the jurisdiction of the municipal corporations within their respective regions. And these will be the type of services you will get there. So no longer would you have to go down to social development ministry and fight up with the whole country coming there. you can go to your corporation in your region. This is what you can get. General assistance grants, and under that, you'll be able to access disaster relief, educational supplies, special child grant, housing assistance, funeral grant, book grant, house rent. You would also be able to access food cards, senior citizens grant, public assistance, and disability grants. This local government reform also affords the opportunity for the creation of new job opportunities. So in order to create now, in order for us to facilitate this new paradigm shift in how local government reform, this new system will work, we need to employ more people in the corporation. We will need managers. We'll need social workers. We'll need social welfare advisors, clerical and accounting staff for delivery of all these social services. So my brothers and sisters, I wish to debunk the notion that the reform would result in the loss of jobs. New jobs will be created. And what will happen to the existing staff? The existing staff will be retrained and retooled to deal with the new responsibilities of the corporation. Of all the proposals and policies being recommended, the one that is dear to my heart, and this is so given the constituency I represent, is the development of small contractors. The PNM's policy is that the local government bodies would be responsible for the creation of a platform for skills development. We'll put in place an apprenticeship and training program for the unemployed and the underemployed within our communities. And you know what? I have dubbed this program the Boys on the Block program, because I see this program as having a great impact on our communities, especially my community in East Port of Spain. I see hope for the boys in John John, for those on Bazelon Street, for those on St. Paul Street, in Block 8, on Nelson, Duncan, and George Street. As these young people are trained, they will be assisted by the corporation to form small and medium-sized construction and maintenance companies within their municipality. And they, in turn, now will be considered for the award of contracts. Contracts to refurbish schools in your area, contracts to refurbish public buildings in their area. And do you know what is the effect of this policy? The effect and the impact that it will have on the local economy is that it will stimulate the local economy by ensuring that the money spent on construction and maintenance will be able to circulate in that particular area. Another one that is very dear to me because of my constituency is community safety and security policy. This is the introduction of 100 municipal police in each corporation. And they will fall under the purview of the police service and the police complaints authority. I welcome this policy proposal because right now, in Beverly Hills, in East Port of Spain, the interagency task force of the police service, there's a small unit called the Hearts and Mind Unit. And this Hearts and Mind Unit comprises dedicated and committed officers who integrate in the community up there in Beverly Hills. And if you don't understand it, there are two persons up there who work with these young people, with the police, the Hearts and Mind. Kirkford, I salute you tonight. Kwesi Seeley for doing so much work with the community police. And this is what we envisage, exactly what is going on in that Hearts and Mind unit. This is what the government envisaged the municipal police would do in our communities. They will enter our communities. They'll become our friends. You'll be able to trust them, and they can trust us. They will provide community safety and security. My brothers and sisters, there are more policies, but I have highlighted those that are crucial to vulnerable communities. Madam, I understand the time constraint, but thank you. You know, I told her she can put a chair and sit next to me right here. You see, the overarching vision of this government is to give more responsibilities to the local bodies which will be able to handle these local issues. And what this will do, it will free up the central government for them to do other things. As I conclude, I wish to point out that these policy prescriptions represents a major paradigm shift in the way issues will be handled. To all the candidates who will be part of this transition, it will be exciting times ahead. But as I move around, I have people still saying to me they are not going to vote in this election. I just want to remind all of you of the dark days I was there between 2010 to 2015. Do you want to go back there? Well, as I said in the budget debate in the parliament, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And we are tough people. And I want to send out a message to the two opposing candidates in the Southern Port of Spain electoral district and the Woodbrook electoral district. For the Woodbrook electoral district, the person who is opposing the PNM candidate, Ms. June Durham, I just want to tell that person that he took his father's multi-million-dollar business and turned it into a 5 and dime store. That is not how we deal in the PNM. And for the one who opposing Ms. Charlene De Pisa in Southern Port of Spain, I want to say that Ms. De Pisa is a well-bred, sober PNM member for well over 20 years. So my brothers and sisters, we the PNM, we have discussed the party's fundamental approach to the transfer of authority for governance to the local people. We have looked at the approach in Jamaica and the successes. We are also aware that the UK has enjoyed a long tradition of decentralized governance using local authorities. The PNM's proposal for local government reform are based on sound social, economic, and development principles. These principles are that services are best delivered by those closest to the needs. Hence the necessity to locate responsibility within the local corporations. My brothers and sisters, there can be no greater motivator to change than the involvement of those who are likely to be affected. So when you go out to vote, vote for change. Vote for the transformation of the local bodies into modern 21st century organizations. Vote for the improvement in the lives of all our burgesses. Vote for the PNM, the agent of change. And on the night of Monday, the 28th of November, wherever you are, but more particularly in the Port of Spain area, you will hear my 12 candidates to the Port of Spain Corporation all singing lustily in one voice. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we have prevailed.
Realize the reform is for you and me. Reinvigorating and reinventing our local democracy. November 28th, vote autonomy. Vote PNM, it's for you and me. Days amongst warriors. For the children, we will break every barrier.